Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, representatives of our government, representatives of the medical profession, community leaders. Thank you for coming out tonight to meet and greet our honored guest, Dr. Konstadinos Plestis.
Dr. Konstadinos Plestis is System Chief of Cardiothoracic and Vascular Surgery at Hellenic Heart Institute, part of Mainline Health. Dr. Plestis joined Mainline Health in May of 2015 to enhance the capabilities of Hellenic Heart Institute Cardiac Surgery Program and to reinforce its position as a destination for superior heart care. Before coming to Mainline Health, Dr. Plestis led a service that offered integrated care of aortic disease at Lenox Hill Hospital in New York City. This department is available only at a few hospitals in the nation. Prior to joining Lenox Hill, Dr. Plestis served as Associate Director of Aortic Surgery and Assistant Professor of Cardiothoracic Surgery at Mount Sinai Medical Center in New York. Dr. Plestis earned his medical degree from Aristotelion University Medical School in Thessaloniki, Greece. He completed a general surgery residency at Brooklyn Hospital Center in New York, a vascular surgery residency at Baylor College of Medicine in Houston, and a cardiothoracic surgery residency at Montefiore Medical Center, Albert Einstein of Medicine in Bronx, New York. Dr. Plestis is board certified in general surgery, vascular surgery, and thoracic surgery, and has been honored with top doctor status from Castle Connolly, Best Doctors in America, New York Super Doctors, U.S. News and World Report, and Consumers Research Council of America. He is also a fellow of the American College of Surgeons and the International Academy of Clinical and Applied Thrombosis and Hemostasis. Dr. Plestis has made numerous contributions to peer-reviewed journals, has participated in many clinical trials, and is a frequent presenter on aortic surgery at national and international conferences. He is a leader in the field, and it is an honor to have such an intellectual giant and innovator in the medical field practicing here in our region. His talent is a gift to our community. On behalf of all of us at the Hellenic News of America, we would like to thank you for participating in tonight's event.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Plestis.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for this wonderful introduction. I'm very grateful that I know Mr. Kotrotsios for quite a few years, and I'm more grateful that I met him again here in Philadelphia, and he took upon himself to introduce me to your wonderful community. Obviously, as of Greek descent physician, I am Ellinas. I want to be part of this community, and it's a great honor and privilege for me to be here with you tonight. I'm a cardiothoracic surgeon, and as Aphrodite said, I had an extensive experience in training in cardiovascular surgery, particularly in Houston. But I always like to present a few pictures and tell you a little bit about the history of cardiac surgery and what we are doing currently at Mainline Healthcare System. Obviously, we know about cardiac surgery because Aristotle, in 300 years before the birth of Christ, he said, the heart alone of all the viscera cannot withstand injury, which means that if you touch it, the patient will die. This is what Aristotle said 300 years before the birth of Christ. In 1881, a very famous cardiac surgeon by the name of Billroth. You have to know that in the 18th century, the center of surgery was not the United States, but it was Europe, and primarily Vienna. The center of arts, of medicine, of culture was there. So this very prestigious surgeon said that anyone who would attempt to operate on the heart should lose the respect of his peers. This is what people believed almost 150 years ago. But to tell you how human history works and what unbelievable twists and turns life takes, the same thing by another physician, but to go to the point that I made before, to tell you what the twists and turns that life tastes. One obscure physician who was not known at all by the name of Williams in 1896, he opened the chest of a 13-year-old girl who accidentally fell on a knife at her house in a very remote area in this country. And there was nothing there, so he took the child, he put it on the kitchen table, he asked the mother to prepare water, hot water, and antiseptics, and he made an incision in the chest, and he opened the pericardium, which is a sac around the heart, and he was able to save the life of that young girl. And the same year, another obscure guy, obscure surgeon, not a famous surgeon, but an obscure surgeon, he experienced a similar event where a man accidentally had an injury to his chest and a spear perforated the heart. So again, in a very remote area in this country, he opens the chest under very unfavorable circumstances. He takes the knife out of the heart, he puts his finger on the heart, and he took a suture and he just put a suture on the heart. And that saved a life. So as a matter of luck or a matter of coincidence, those two events changed the history of medicine and the history of cardiac surgery, because before that there was no cardiac surgery the way we view it today. And in 1838 in Boston, a bunch of guys, they experienced a disease which was called rheumatic fever. And rheumatic fever affects the heart valves, so it creates stenosis or blockage of the valves. So these very famous guys, famous cardiothoracic surgeons, Charles Bailey, Dwight Harken, and Cutler, they put that little knife in their finger, right here. They opened the chest and they put the knife, the finger inside the heart, and they broke the valve. Now, to do something like that in the 40s and 50s and 30s, it took a lot of courage, not by the doctor. That is easy, by the patient. A patient, young girls and boys like that, had to go under the knife and allow somebody to be able to put his finger in the heart under circumstances which have nothing to do with the reality of the 21st century and save their lives. And in the 50s, another surgeon in Minnesota, he used the mother's heart to support the child to be able to open the heart of the child and fix the problem with the heart. So now you had a mother connected to a child with tubes. The blood from the baby will go to the mother will oxygenate the blood with her own lungs, and the heart of the mother will pump the blood to the baby so they can open the baby and fix the problem with the heart. So to go back, it took a lot of courage, not only from the doctors, but from the patients, to allow the doctors to do something like that, and give us the opportunity to go today to the heart-lung machine by a guy from Philadelphia. Actually, the heart-lung machine, you hear all the time, they put him on a heart-lung machine. They fix the problem. The heart-lung machine is a machine that was invented in this city, in Philadelphia, in 1954 by Dr. Gibbon. And what he did is he connected a patient to an artificial heart and lung, and by connecting the patient to the artificial heart-lung machine, you can stop the heart, and then you can operate inside the heart. That is the essence of that. Without that machine, we will not be able to do anything of the miracles that we do today. So he performed the first surgery in a 9-year-old child, and she survived. Then he did 5 surgeries in children, and all of them died, because it was the beginning. So he abandoned surgery altogether, because he felt the pressure of having to do surgery on people, young children, and he could not withstand the pressure of having young children die. However, luckily, other people took over that invention, and they were able to build up the heart-lung machine the way that we have it today. And this is the heart-lung machine that we use it during the operations to fix those hearts. And I had the privilege to work with this guy here. Those two were Dr. DeBecke and Dr. Cooley. If you said who made cardiac surgery in this country, those two guys made it from zero. There was no cardiac surgery before them. So the heart-lung machine, and then those two individuals, particularly the man in the right, was a Christian of Lebanese origin. His mother was a seamstress in Louisiana. He migrated to Louisiana in 1900s. And the privilege of living in this country, and I experienced that privilege myself, is that you're given the opportunity to become a cardiac surgeon. And he became one of the biggest. And I had the opportunity, in a personal note, to work with this man. He was an outstanding individual. He had the utmost perfection and attention to details, and nothing was left untouched. So I had the privilege to work with him and learn from him how to take care of patients. And luck brought me in mainline. I have to admit that I lived in the Upper East Side for many years, so I did not know mainline. I mean, I heard it, but I did not know mainline. So I was on the phone a year and a half ago with Jack Lynch, who is the CEO of Mainline Healthcare System, who happened to work in Houston. So we had a connection through Houston. We spoke for 5 minutes. We were supposed to speak for 5 minutes. We were on the phone for 2 hours. When we say love in the first sight, that's what happened with me and Mainline. So I came over here. I fell in love with the place, and I truly fell in love with Lancano Medical Center and Mainline Healthcare System. Why? Because I saw in Mainline, in terms of physician, nursing, and facility and healing, and I was talking to somebody earlier on, everything that I saw in the Upper East Side and more than that. So as a physician who is taking care of my patients, who demands the utmost perfection for my patients, and I demand everything to be perfect, I couldn't find any better place. So my decision to leave Mainline and to leave New York City and come to Mainline was very easy, and I was given the responsibility to address the issue of the cardiovascular surgery and medicine across the Mainline healthcare system, which includes Lancano, Bryn Mawr, Paoli, and to a lesser extent the Riddle Hospital, but primarily Lancano Hospital. And our idea is to make the Lancano Hospital the destination therapy for all the complex problems that happens to people. We don't shy away from a problem. We like to address every problem, and we have the ability, the facility, as well as the infrastructure and talent to be able to take care of all this. And I am thankful that I am part of that organization, which is not only me. We have under me at least another 10 surgeons, as well as another 100 and 110 people that work to provide the best care, not only in terms of physical care, to come and have the test and so forth and so on, but we also believe in the taking care of the person, taking care of the emotional state of an individual, because we recognize that when you go to a physician to be taken care of because of complex problems, you have the sense that you are dying, and you need somebody to hold your hand and give you hope that the problem will be solved. And this is, I believe, one major part of what we do. So this is the Heart Pavilion. The system built it recently. They spent $500 million to fix that building. And I was very impressed by that building, not as a matter of a building, because building is walls and everything. I'm impressed by the building, but most importantly by the people. Because to run the building is the most difficult thing. To make the building, you just make it, and you have a building there. But to run the building, you need the people. And the people that they run this building are very unique people. And I have the privilege and the pleasure to work with many of them in that building, which includes physicians, nurses, and a lot of the supportive staff that they do a wonderful job for that. So our goal is to provide the best care to our patients. We want to take care of patients. We want patients to feel happy and comfortable in this environment. We offer every aspect of surgery and medicine, and I don't want to tire you with a lot of the technical details, but most importantly, and I was talking earlier on, we offer very exceptional care to complex problems that they are dealing with the aorta, amongst others. The aorta is the biggest artery in the human body, and if it breaks, you die from that, just as simple as that. And you die because of an aneurysm. It's a ballooning of the aorta. So a number of people have it, and they don't know that. So this is how the aortic aneurysm looks like. Oh, go back. Oleg, you have to help me with that. Okay. Oh. Oleg is my assistant. He's a wonderful guy. So, very good. Thank you very much. So this is the type of technology that we have. I want to tell you, this is a CT scan. This is a picture of the heart. This is how the heart is beating right here. And this is how the detailed information that we can access so that we can know everything about what's happening with our patients. And this is how the heart is beating, and you saw the big aorta. So the patients from the aorta, they die because of rupture. I need more voice. There's no voice? Okay, sorry for that. But this reflects one of my patients whom we saw recently, that he was driving his car and suddenly he has to stop because he experienced very severe chest pain. And he was lucky that he was transferred to the emergency room, and from the emergency room he had to go very quickly to the operating room because he had a rupture of the aorta that we had to emergently operate on him and save his life because there was no other way to go around. And Channel 6, because of the severity of the situation, he came to see the facility and see what type of work we do at Lancano. So we were very glad, and we do a lot of surgeries of that nature and a lot of this type of complex operations. And sometimes you develop an aortic dissection. So, and a lot of these patients who have these complex cardiac problems, they may not appreciate the symptoms, or if they have those symptoms, they naturally they say, oh, I don't have any problem. Maybe it was dysphagia, maybe I ate something last night. Actually, this is what my father used to say. Oh, leave me alone, don't bother me, with all this. But the reality is that if you bother somebody and if you find the problem, you may be able to save somebody's life. So I don't know if this video is going to play. We don't have the voice again. Oh, we have it. So this is a very famous piano player in New York City. He was playing golf in the Westchester. So as he threw that, whatever you call it, he felt a rip in his chest. So they took him to the emergency room in a hospital in the northern part of New York, and the diagnosis was missed, and can be missed, particularly when you are dealing with rupture of the aorta. So the man, they sent him home. So his lovely wife takes care of him at home for 2 days. The pain was getting worse and worse and worse, and then he came to Lenox Hill. I used to be at Lenox Hill when this video was made. He was a very lovely man. So when he came to Lenox Hill, obviously because we have developed the strategy and the program, they were able to identify the problem very quickly. And I will tell you, sometimes the difference between the life and death is in the details. That happened July 4th. Now, what was I doing on July 4th in the hospital? I do not know. But I was in the hospital. So the minute we take him from the emergency room, we drag him all the way to the operating room. He was very close to die, but so it happened that he was alive and lucky. Oh, here is the, yeah. So. Okay. Very good. So one very famous guy that died from rupture of the aorta was John Ritter from Three's Company. I don't know if you remember him. They had this lovely show, it was very lovely. Yeah, so it's okay, don't worry about that. So this is exactly what happened to him. He was doing a film in California, and then he had a rupture of the aorta, and that was misdiagnosed. But anyway, the man survived that operation, and he was able to go back to play his piano. But again, to go back to the point, is that in order to be able to do all this, you have to have the ability to be able to diagnose and care for these patients very quickly, which means there has to be a team which is available 24/7 by 365 to take care of all problems of cardiovascular disease. And I have to report to you, and it's my pleasure to report that at Lancano, it has been established, and we have continued that to maintain that team, whereby if somebody has a problem and needs the problem to be taken care of acutely, it can be taken care acutely. With that, I would like to thank you for coming here tonight. It has been a great pleasure to meet all of you, and I would like to thank again Paul for the introduction and taking the time to introduce me around to all these wonderful people. And in that note, if I can be of any help to you, I want you to know that my door and my hospital and myself personally, I will be open to you and your families for anything I can do. Thank you very much again. I appreciate it.
I just asked the doctor if he would entertain any questions from the floor, but I'm going to order the food to come out too.
Of course.
Okay. Mr. Stefano?
Yes, welcome again to Philadelphia.
Thank you, sir.
Fellow Konstadinos. I think of the fact that you mentioned Aristotle in your presentation, and it occurs to me that what you have chosen to do for a career is to solve some of the most complex problems. And Aristotle said that indeed, without courage, you can accomplish nothing in this life, and that next to honor, which I know you have, it is the greatest quality of the mind. So I take my hat off to you for having chosen this career and for having distinguished yourself in solving these kinds of complex problems. And again, welcome to Philadelphia.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Any questions? Well, enjoy your dinner. And
Thank you. Enjoy your dinner. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Yes.
I feel fine because I have them. It's so good. I feel better already,
Thank you. I think, yes.
Well, we certainly thank you for giving us a little talk and explaining the area you work. But at the same time, I want to take the opportunity here. I think this is very important for all of us. The communications media is to bring people together and introduce us to areas that we don't know. So Hellenic News here deserves a big thank you. It's my feeling. Thank you very much.
I did not even have the time to introduce you formally to our DA. Mr. Whelan is here tonight too, and sitting in the same table. Okay. Please sit down. Dinner to be served, and in the meantime, I do want to thank our district attorney, Mr. Whelan, and his wife for attending this dinner tonight, and all the Greek American doctors and American doctors.
Thank you very much.
Dr. Despina Tsirakoglou is here tonight, accompanied by her driver, Dr. Nick Tsirakoglou. He's responsible for delivering my 3 daughters, yes. Thank you, Doug. Thank you for being here tonight. Dr. Nick Skiadas is here with us tonight. Thank you very much, Nico. Dr. Helen Gufson. Thank you very much, Helen, for being with us. Dr. Peter Patoukas. Where is Dr. Pete? Thank you. Dr. Yannis Paralikas. Thank you, Yanni. Dr. George Aktaridis. Dr. Elias Iliades, representing New Jersey tonight. And of course, Dr. Shore. Thank you very much. And Dr. Plestis. Of course, our thank you. Of course, our lawyers are represented tonight by Tony Beltekos. Thank you very much, Tony. Lefteri Kravadis and Stavroula Kotrotsios, and also Dr. Shaw. Thank you. And Mr. Dani, where is yes, I forgot my dentist, Dr. Davis here. Where is he? You're hiding again, I'm sorry. So we exceeded 13 doctors here tonight. Thank you very much, doctor, for being here. I'm sorry. You see, Dr. Pete is directly before me, so I could not see you. Thank you. Delco News Network is here tonight. I thank you very much for covering the event, for Dr. Plestis, such an important event. Our friends from Coatesville, thank you, Costa Fotoglu, and the entire gang for bringing everybody together from Coatesville. Allentown is also represented by Mike Tajos and his family. Thank you, Mike, for traveling all the way from Allentown to be with us here tonight. Chester County is also represented. Delco, of course, Delaware County. It's our home. Thank you, Carol and Jerry Bloom, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for being here tonight, covering the event for the Hellenic News of America as well. So Delaware is represented here tonight. Dr. Lomis, Dr. Tsakoumis, Effie and Yanni Halakos, and so many others. Thank you. Philadelphia is also represented. I'm telling you all this in public, Dr. Plestis, so you know that it's a diverse, the Greek American community and the Phil Hellenic community, not only Greek Americans, our American friends, and we have to thank them especially for taking the time to be here with us and meet you, of course. And last but not least, Steve Sala and his friends. I met Steve in the last year or so, and through his company, BC Technologies, he brought so many companies to Brandywine and to the Hellenic News and the Expo. Thank you very much, Steve, for bringing all your friends. Would you like to introduce all your friends that are here tonight? We do not hear you, sir. Almost the same name, last name like mine, but he's not Greek, I understand. Thank you. And last but not least, the staff of Dr. Plestis, Jerina and Angela. Will you please stand? Thank you. Thank you very much for all your phone calls and all your concerns. All the time. Welcome to our world. Thank you. Last but not least, our staff, George, Paul, Aphrodite, Jerry, Carol, and my wife, Linda. Of course, the first lady of this establishment, Mrs. Kayonis, is here tonight, and my friends from Epirus and Upper Darby are here tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Enjoy your dinner.